What if the wildest Cowboys rumor right now is also the one that tells you exactly how dangerous Dallas still wants this offense to become? Haha, Cowboys Nation, let's talk about De'Von Achane, because the buzz around him and Dallas lit people up fast, but the latest reporting makes this thing even crazier. Early trade chatter linked Achane to interested teams, but more recent reporting says Miami has decided to keep him and views him as a core piece, with Reuters citing ESPN's report that the Dolphins do not plan to include Achane in their purge. So right away, yeah, that changes the temperature. This is not a done deal, not a secret agreement, not some quiet move about to be announced. Right now, the strongest reporting says Miami is resisting the idea of moving him. But Cowboys fans should still care, because the reason this rumor had traction in the first place is obvious. Achane is one of the most explosive backs in football, and the numbers from his 2025 season are ridiculous. 1,350 rushing yards, 5.7 yards per carry, 67 catches, 488 receiving yards, and 12 total touchdowns, plus a Pro Bowl nod. That is not just fast running back production. That is offensive cheat code production. That is the kind of player who changes spacing, changes coverages, changes pursuit angles, changes how defensive coordinators sleep on Friday night. And when a player like that gets even loosely tied to Dallas, fans are going to dream big. Now here is why the fit felt so perfect. The Cowboys already kept Javonte Williams on a 3-year deal after his own monster 2025 season, when he ran for 1,201 yards and 11 touchdowns, helping Dallas post the 9th best rushing offense in the league at 125.6 yards per game. George Pickens is also under the non-exclusive franchise tag, so Dallas already has major firepower around Dak Prescott. That means Achane would not be joining some broken offense needing rescue. Nah, he would be joining a unit that is already dangerous and trying to become unfair. Javonte gives you force, contact balance, and downhill power. Achane gives you lightning, burst, and pure panic-inducing speed. That kind of combination would have been nasty. And that is what makes this rumor so compelling, even if Miami is slamming the door shut for now. Because if you picture it, you can already see the stress it would put on defenses. You motion Achane out wide, you throw him screens, you use him on outside zone, you stick him in orbit motion, you force linebackers to widen, you force safeties to hesitate, and the second they do, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are living in cleaner windows, Dak Prescott gets easier answers, and Javonte Williams sees softer boxes. This is why Cowboys fans got excited, not because Dallas desperately needs another running back, but because Achane would add a totally different style to an offense that is already built to score in chunks. That is the dream. That is the vision. And yeah, it is a fun vision. But here is where reality punches back. Miami's stance looks a lot firmer now than the rumor mill first suggested. Reuters reported that the Dolphins intend to keep Achane, and other outlets echoed the same basic point. Multiple teams have called, but Miami has refused offers and considers him central to the rebuild. On top of that, Miami restructured his contract, converting $4.6 million of salary into signing bonus and creating cap space, a move that Pro Football Talk noted would actually make any potential trade more expensive from an acquiring team's perspective. So, if you were asking, are the Cowboys about to steal him, the honest answer right now is probably not. Not unless Miami changes its mind in a big way. And honestly, Cowboys Nation, that does not make the conversation pointless, it makes it useful. Because rumors like this tell you something about what Dallas could still value offensively. The Cowboys are not acting like a team content to just coast. They have already invested in keeping Javonte Williams, they protected George Pickens with the tag, and they still look like a franchise thinking in terms of weapons, matchups, and how to overwhelm people. The Achane smoke makes sense because his skill set fits exactly what modern NFL offenses want: speed that multiplies everybody else's value. Even if Miami keeps him, the rumor itself tells you the kind of offensive profile Cowboys fans should keep watching for. And let's not ignore the money angle either, because that matters in all of this. SpotTrack lists Achane's deal as a rookie contract running through 2026, and the recent restructure created cap space for Miami while reinforcing the idea that they are organizing around him rather than moving off him. That is another reason this feels less like an active trade and more like a fantasy that got a little too hot too fast. Dallas can dream, fans can dream, content creators can dream, but Miami's recent actions say they're trying to keep the dream for themselves. So where do I land? Right here. De'Von Achane in Dallas would be electric, absolutely electric. It would make the Cowboys' offense faster, more flexible, more explosive, and way more terrifying to defend. But as of right now, the strongest reporting says Miami is not interested in letting that happen. So the smarter Cowboys conversation is not he is coming. The smarter conversation is if a player like that ever becomes truly available, Dallas should absolutely make the call. Because this offense is already dangerous, and Achane is exactly the type of weapon that takes dangerous and turns it into chaos. So now I want to hear from you, Cowboys Nation. Even if Miami is trying to keep De'Von Achane, would you still want Jerry Jones to make the call and test that door? Or should Dallas stay focused on the weapons it already has with Javonte, CD, Pickens, and Dak? Drop your take in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe, because one rumor was enough to show just how explosive this Cowboys offense could still become.